What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. I don't think this is very good news for a lot of people, and for others they're kind of maybe a little bit happy. I know people were arguing about the health of needle fiber and whether we should receive it or not, but I'm a pretty big fan of being able to look forward and tell a bit about a format and try to innovate from there, from the OCG, and it's been very different for a while. We'll have points where it converges, like Spiral on Spiral, but here are your OCG imports. The Crystal Beast return with Crystal Master and Crystal Keeper. We finally get our Crystal Beast Pendulum monsters. That's actually a little bit exciting, but we're cut down to 8 OCG imports, and VRAINS pack got slaughtered here on the import list unless we see it in Battles of Legend. Flower Guardian Moonflower Viewing, and then we've got the Shadow Construct Link Monster. I guess it's not El Shadow Construct, so it is just a Shadow Construct perhaps by name. We've got the Insector Link Monster, the Medolce Link Monster, and 2 more Crystal Beast cards, Rainbow, Refraction, and Crystal Conclave. I know one person in the world that'll be really happy with this. His name's Kazjuice, and he's on the live streams a lot. He loves Crystal Beast. I know a lot of you guys actually love Crystal Beast, but at the same time, I think this is actually just completely ridiculous. Like, we're missing needle fiber. We're missing so many things. We don't get Summoner Sorcerers by WCQ now. We don't get the Burning Abyss Link Monster, the Screwjob 2K17. There's so much missing, and like the saving grace, the saving hope is the full spoiler for Battles of Legend when we finally get it. I think this is like the way that this gets fixed, and I really hope and I pray that it gets fixed that way, because without Battles of Legend, this is not what I think a lot of people were looking for or expecting. But let's go through a bit of what they actually do for our OCG imports. And again, if you missed my videos somehow, a lot of you guys watched them. We are up to 12 TCG imports per set now, meaning they had to cut cards somewhere, and they decided that slot would be the OCG imports overall. So let's start with Crystal Master here. He's a Dark Spellcaster Pendulum Effect 3/1300/1000. Pendulum Scale 5. You contribute this card and add 1 Rainbow Dragon, 1 Rainbow Dark Dragon, 1 Crystal Beast Monster, or 1 Crystal Spell/Trap card, except Crystal Counter or Violet Crystal, from your deck to your hand. It's actually pretty darn good in that regard for its monster effect. And then Pendulum Effect. All Crystal Beast cards, Rainbow Dragons, and Rainbow Dark Dragons you control cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effect. So, being able to tribute it, get it to your extra deck, and get an effect like that, that's pretty good overall. But, yeah, it's definitely not exactly what we were looking for in here. I would have expected something like this to be in Battles of Legend, or like this definitely should have just been in the Duelist pack with the Crystal Beast cards before. A lot of people asked why they weren't. Then we have Crystal Keeper, a Fire/Warrior Pendulum Effect 4/1500/1800, Pendulum Scale 2. During damage calculation in either player's turn, if a Crystal Beast monster you control battles an opponent's monster, you contribute this card from your hand or your side of the field. Your battling monster's attack and defense each becomes double its original attack and defense during that damage. So again, a pretty good effect, kind of hand trappy, and its Pendulum Effect: once per turn, Crystal Beast cards, Rainbow Dragon cards, and or Rainbow Dark Dragons you control cannot be destroyed by a card effect. So even a little bit of a better Pendulum effect. Its scales are 2 and 5, fitting the Crystal Beast archetype. They're decent cards overall. I kind of wish that they actually put themselves back into the zone, or had the option to instead of extra deck, like maybe make it an optional thing, but it definitely gave another element to the Crystal Beast decks. But again, it's just not what we needed or what should have been in here. Like that, again, easily in the Duelist pack, in my opinion. Flower Guardian Moonflower Viewing, a Dark Warrior Synchro Tuner effect, level 6, 2000. This is actually pretty relevant to the Flower Guardians, believe it or not. Once per turn, you can activate this effect, skip the draw phase of your next turn, also draw a card, and if you do show it, then you can special summon it if it is a Flower Guardian monster, ignoring its summoning conditions, and if you do, it can attack directly this turn. When this card is used as a synchro material. You can treat it and all other synchro materials that have a level as level 2 monsters. Basically, it's one of the lower synchros for the Flower Guardians. It's a good level for them, and a decent transitional piece. Maybe GCD will like this one. Who knows? There's people who will like these cards. I'm not saying everyone will dislike the fact that we didn't get a lot of the Link VRAINS monsters here, and only 3 of them, so we now have, like, what is that? That's 11 out of 20? What all are we missing besides... We're missing the Aromage one, too. Oh, man, we're missing the plant one. Oh no. We've got Shaddoll Construct, a Light Fairy Link effect, 1200 Link 2 flip monsters during your main phase. You can fusion summon one Shaddoll fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion materials. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send one Shaddoll card from your hand or face up from your field to the graveyard. And if you do special summon this card, you can only use each effective Shaddoll Construct once per turn. Just give us the real construct back. Thanks. And so the Insector card's not bad. It's actually pretty cute. It's any 2 insect monsters, kind of helping out the entire type that needs a lot of help. If this card is link summoned, you can discard 1 card, then target 1 insect monster you control, equip 1 insect monster from your deck to it. As an equip card with this effect, the equipped monster gains 500 attack and defense. You can target 3 insect monsters in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, then draw a card. Generic insect, pretty good, just not as busted as the other links. We basically got 3 links that we definitely don't like as much, and the Madolche that didn't do what it needed to for Madolches. It's an Earth Fairy Link effect, 1500 Link 2 Madolche monsters. It definitely just doesn't help the archetype as what it should. While this monster points to a Madolche monster, Madolche spell and traps you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. Also, neither player can target them with card effects. If this card on the field would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can shuffle a Madolche monster from your graveyard to the deck instead. It's cool, it's decent, but it's not what Madolche's needed to, like, go forward. It's not like what the Gem Knights got with their Link monster. Man, it's just crazy. We've also got Rainbow Refraction. I actually don't know what these 2 cards do, so maybe I'm a little harsh. But a quick play spell card. If a monster under your control with Rainbow Dragon or Rainbow Dark Dragon as its original name activated its effect this turn, special summon any number of Crystal Beast monsters with different names from your deck. That's actually really good. If a monster under your control with Rainbow Dragon, so you got to get a Rainbow Dragon out, but that gets easier with time. Huh. It just activated its effect, huh? That's interesting. And then we have Crystal Conclave, a continuous trap card. Once per turn, if a face-up Crystal Beast monster or monsters you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 Crystal Beast monster from your deck. You can send this face-up card from the field to the graveyard, then target 1 Crystal Beast card you control and 1 other card on the field. Return them to the hand. You cannot activate these effects in the same chain. Note, you have been many in these days to write, here is the OCG imports, waiting for the FNL list now. You can test something for the First Nationals regards. So Italian Yu-Gi-Oh! Thank you for putting these up. They also show a leaked version with the English name close up, showing the art. Maybe it's a common, it looks common. There's so much missing from VRAINS pack. I can only emphasize, I feel like all these Crystal Beast cards, all of them, should have been in a dual pack, Konami. Like, straight up. Like, why were they not? That was the perfect opportunity. You released all of those cards, and you could have just put them in there. And instead, they're taking up now even more precious slots. We have 2 less. They are taking up more precious slots in a main set. I really like the Pendulum monsters for Crystal Beast. I was looking forward to those. But not like this. Not like this, man. Like I said, Battles of Legend could be a saving grace. We could just see them in there. They could really help sell that set as one of the best sets again in 2K18. I don't think they necessarily even needed it because they can go for much needed reprints alone, and some of the new cards in the Time Lords already announced would have got it there. But it really could just be overwhelmingly the best set of the year depending. I think we needed a lot of those in time for the WCQ, and a lot of people anticipated them. We've been looking forward to, like, Needle Fiber and how it works for a very long time, despite how it played in the OCG, and to just get it shoved off like this is so weird. It really is just, in my opinion, weird that we get power cards like that and it doesn't happen. What do you guys think and feel about this? Like, Are you upset? Like, are all the different link monsters that were supposed to enable decks and enable the game? Like, obviously, our game is relatively diverse right now, and it's been in a good state, so maybe I'm overreacting, a YouTuber overreacting in 2K18 weird, but I was looking forward to, like, a lot of these. I wanted to see how the Aromage Link Monster really fit in and did with plants, especially if we, like, preemptively hit the FDK/OTKs. This is a really weird spot for me. Like, I'm just hoping for Battles of Legend. What about you guys? That's all I can drive home here, man. It's my last hope.